Earlier on, President Cyril Ramaphosa unveiled an economic recovery plan for South Africa that will see 4 broad policy interventions aimed at growing the economy and tackling poverty. It will see a massive rollout of infrastructure, energy generation, expansion and employment stimulus. How are women, the young and unemployed fit in, though, under these very challenging circumstances? A+Tutor is an online platform that aims to connect South African learners from different education levels with tutors, and Kgomotso Sebitlo is the founder thereof. He joins us now to talk about how we can ensure that the current economic challenges won't derail the continent's quest for skills development. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, good evening to Piso and to the viewers. It's a pleasure to be here.
I want to start with education. Now, we've seen that COVID-19 has seen a shutting down of schools because of the pandemic, but what that has meant is that about 40% of those will be dropouts. So for whatever reason there is, we're going to see 40% less learners back in our schools. Is this a huge setback for us, taking us several steps back in terms of the pandemic, what our goals were in terms of skills development?
Yes, this is a big setback. The issue is that our learners are at a level that is already low. And on top of this, we have a high amount of inequality. So particularly for disadvantaged learners, not being able to increase the learning rate because of dropped out implies that in the future, they will be unemployed. They won't be able to create businesses and many other implications. And COVID-19 in particular just made things worse, and it doesn't seem as though it's going to become better.
And it certainly has changed the way that we've been doing things. I mean, these are interesting times. In a way, COVID has made some skills obsolete, but it's also introduced a new set. So in your environment, what are you seeing? What has it revealed in line with this?
Yeah, so COVID-19 has shown the importance of creative thinking. Because it's such a complex issue, in order to be able to solve it, we need to be able to think creatively. And so skills such as IT and mathematics and creative thinking skills have been demonstrated. So, for example, we created an online platform so that we can be able to decrease the amount that learners pay for tutoring, and the many other startups that came due to COVID-19. So I'd like to emphasize the importance of creativity and how COVID-19 has exposed that, and how we should focus on that, and learners should in particular focus on that.
And I want to talk about creativity, because it's often when people are faced with difficult circumstances that they rise to the challenge. We've seen a young person build and create a train within this difficulty of lack of public transport or because of social distancing. But I want to talk about innovation. It's obviously an opportunity to escape joblessness and poverty. But you can't really teach innovation, can you? Or how to be innovative?
I think that's debatable. Firstly, it depends on how you define innovation. I don't believe that. I believe you can encourage innovative thinking. So, for example, suppose we had a program in high school whereby on top of these critical skills, maths, IT-related and language abilities, we encourage learners not only to think creatively, but to also apply creative thinking. So learners in high school at every grade, imagine they actually are forced to come up with a product and sell it. So obviously you're going to need organizations that are willing to buy those things. So by the time a learner completes high school, they've created at least 5 creative stuff, and they've also sold those products. And so such things, that's a possible way to teach creative thinking through experience. And that will ensure that learners are able to be future fit to be able to deal with the complex issues that we face in South Africa, and also so that learners, young learners today can be able to diversify the range of products so that we can become competitive in the future.
And I'm glad you took it down that path, because many young people are unemployed, and that's largely due to lack of experience. So as you say, once you facilitate the skills development, but I want to talk about the companies and their involvement, because often they don't offer young people an opportunity because they don't have experience. So how do you facilitate a skills transfer for new entrants outside of this bureaucracy? You say some of them would have developed, would have sold, but some people are very loath to give opportunity where opportunity is actually needed.
Yeah, that is true. If I could answer that, then I would win a Nobel Prize. So that's a very complex question. However, we need to work together collectively. So we should encourage startup hubs and the government, and through media also, to encourage collaboration and to align the policies to encourage supporting skills development. And regarding the corporate one, it's very complicated, because if you do not have skills, it's very expensive to upskill somebody. And so usually there's a certain amount of skills that they require, sort of like a threshold, so that you are even eligible for that. So the focus should really be on developing those skills at a low level, which skills, maths, IT related, and creative thinking skills and language abilities.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Wish we had more time. Founder of A+Tutor, Kgomotso Sebitlo, thank you very much. Now,